Instagram made body image issues worse for 1 in 3 teen girls.
You can make your nose smaller, your hips bigger, your waist skinnier.
Young patients wanting surgery so they can look more like they do in filtered selfies.
What's often called Snapchat dysmorphia.
I have no doubt that Instagram helped kill my daughter.
Ever got yourself mindlessly scrolling through social media, feeling like everyone else has a perfect life and flawless appearance? You're not alone! A recent 2020 study revealed a big increase in body dysmorphia among teenagers. And it's time we look into what's causing this troubling trend. In this video, we'll explore the link between more time spent on screens, social media, and body dysmorphia. We'll find out how these factors contribute to this worrying issue. If you're new to body dysmorphia or body dysmorphic disorder, don't worry, I've got you covered. Check out my previous video where I explain what it is, what causes it, how to treat it, and share interesting stories from celebrities. Let's try to understand the complexities of body dysmorphia in this social media age and find possible solutions. Ready? Let's get started. So what is body dysmorphia and studies suggesting there is a rise and link to social media? Body dysmorphia, also known as body dysmorphic disorder, is a mental health condition where people become extremely focused on imagined flaws in their appearance. It can cause great distress and lead to obsessive behaviors as they try to deal with these perceived flaws. I recently came across this study, Rising Dysmorphia Among Adolescents, a cause for concern. The study concluded that there is a worrying increase in body dysmorphia among teenagers, and the increased time spent on screens and social media seems to be factors in declining body image. The study pointed out that the longer use of social media, especially Snapchat and Instagram, is linked with an increased occurrence of BDD, especially in young participants. Also, frequent social media use can lead to social media addiction and to comorbidities of body dysmorphic disorder, such as eating disorders and depression. I was looking at the body dysmorphia subreddit and I was going through some posts about social media. I scroll through Instagram, then look at myself and cry. I don't know why I feel the need to go and seek out attractive people on Instagram just to compare myself and feel hopeless and disgusting. My Instagram feed makes me want to fling myself off a cliff. I can't stop following pretty girls I wished I looked like. Instagram is like a personal hell that I willingly subject myself to. All I see on my page are people who are prettier than me, and I can't help but to compare my looks to theirs. I deactivated social media and it helped with my BDD. I found that my photos didn't resemble me at all and I was constantly comparing myself to my friends. Every time I see those beautiful individuals posting videos of themselves and being confident in their own skin, it just makes me so jealous I cannot stand it. Social media has made my body dysmorphia worse than ever. The algorithms are made to promote beautiful and wealthy people to your For You page or Explorer page. Filters are made to give you BDD. I have to say, it is a bit heartbreaking to read these comments. Also, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. How has using social media impacted your body image or your view of yourself? Have you ever found yourself comparing to others and feeling like you don't measure up? Share your thoughts and experiences. It's important for us to talk about this and support each other in dealing with the impact of social media on how we feel about ourselves. Let's create a safe space where we can chat and lift each other up. Let's have a closer look as to why social media is so harmful and can contribute to the rise of body dysmorphia. Editing apps and filtered illusions.
With the invention of the camera, everything changed. And our tradition of art called those appearances reality.
Did you know that a study found that a massive 71% of people actually edit their selfies before posting them on social media? Even more surprising, 90% of women under 30 edit their selfies. It seems like our reality isn't so straightforward anymore, right? Nowadays, almost every picture you see has had some tweaks with lighting tricks, Facetune, and those popular filters. They are everywhere.
When I knew it from the start.
In In the past, to achieve perfection, you needed a whole team of experts like makeup artists and cosmetic surgeons. But now, all you need is a smartphone. These filters and editing apps, like the ones on Instagram, can be both fascinating and misleading. They may seem harmless, but the truth is, they can twist reality. Some influencers like Hailey Madigan Fitness are even speaking out against these filters, showing their hidden dangers.
Take a look and you'll see into your imagination.
They can enhance body features and even reshape bone structures, setting unrealistic and unreachable beauty standards. Have you ever heard of Facetune?
He say that I'm good enough, got my think about shit that I shouldn't know. So I tell him it's one of me, he making fun of me. His girl is
It's another popular tool that lets users change their appearance. But here's the thing, we need to be aware of what it can do. With Facetune, you can completely change your features, add a six-pack, increase breast size, even give yourself a perfect suntan. It's genuinely shocking how easily we can lose touch with our real selves and start comparing ourselves to these edited and filtered versions we see online. And here's a shocking fact. Even those considered the most beautiful models feel the need to edit their pictures before posting them.
I deal with some of the most beautiful models and actresses on a daily basis, and they every single day tell me how they edit and post filter every single photo they post before they'll ever post it, because they want to make sure it's the perfect photo of the day.
And then you take pictures, and if they're not like perfect, people just like body shame you and criticize you.
It's true. It doesn't matter how good looking you are. In today's world, everyone feels the pressure to look perfect. Celebrities and models who are seen as perfect don't even feel like they measure up anymore without some editing. Recently, a phenomenon called Snapchat Dysmorphia or selfie dysmorphia has come about. It's a body image disorder where people become obsessed with heavily editing their own digital images and end up feeling very unhappy with their natural appearance. Some individuals even think about cosmetic procedures to match their filtered selves in real life. Dr. Tijion Esho has shared some interesting stories about patients, like one who wanted bigger eyes, just like the filter provided. Unfortunately, it wasn't possible to achieve that through either non-surgical or surgical methods. In the past, patients used to bring pictures of celebrities and say, "I want to look like them." But now they are bringing in altered and filtered versions of themselves. A study revealed that 42% of plastic surgeons reported patients wanting cosmetic procedures for improved selfies and social media pictures. Another study found a link between regular selfie editing and higher levels of dissatisfaction with one's appearance. The more extensive the editing, the higher the dissatisfaction. It's clear that investing too much in editing our appearance on social media can be harmful, especially for young women. So, what do Instagram and Snapchat have to say about all these filters? Instagram claims that their filters aren't meant to change a person's appearance. They're about fun, meaningful, and artistic expression. Snapchat, on the other hand, emphasizes that their platform has always been about embracing authenticity rather than striving for perfection. It's crucial to be aware of the influence of filters and editing apps on our self-perception. TikTok beauty algorithm. You know, it's actually in our biology that we are naturally drawn to attractive faces, right from when we're babies to adulthood. Babies tend to look longer at attractive faces. It's a simple truth. Humans are naturally attracted to external facial beauty. There's no denying it, and we can't change that. Now, let's talk about TikTok. The For You feed on TikTok shows attractive faces because it's designed to keep you on the app. It's also been noticed that people engage more with content from attractive individuals. That's why it has been rumored that TikTok has this super precise AI algorithm, often called the TikTok beauty algorithm. This algorithm supposedly uses facial recognition technology to assess faces. It looks at features like the placement of a nose, eyes, and mouth, comparing them to other facial landmarks to identify someone. But that's not all. It also compares these features to landmark maps that are considered the ideal standards of beauty. And based on this comparison, a beauty score is generated, reflecting the overall attractiveness of a face. Facial beauty often follows specific ratios and formulas, and this algorithm is based on those universal beauty standards. So based on how attractive your face is scored, the algorithm will determine how much visibility your video gets. Those with higher beauty scores tend to get more favorable treatment from the algorithm. That's why you'll notice many big influencers like Bella Poarch,
I get those goosebumps every time you come around,
Charli D'Amelio.
Hello, I'm Charli D'Amelio.
I'll not be the topic discussion when niggas got rich off of dropping my gully.
And Addison Rae, who went viral, often share a similar look and facial features.
Honey. Close your eyes and let the word paint 1,000 pictures. One good girl is worth 1,000 bitches.
When we open TikTok, we often see a lot of very beautiful people. And it's not just TikTok, the same thing happens on Instagram too. When we scroll through the Explore feed or look at the most popular accounts, we notice that they all showcase a high level of beauty, often representing a specific type of woman. And when you spend a lot of time on social media in a day, you are constantly being exposed to an extremely high level of beauty. And this level of beauty, as a result of seeing it all the time, becomes a new average and new normal in your head, when in reality it is not. It represents only a fraction of the top 1% of beauty in the world, and many times it is not even completely real, as it is often enhanced by filters and editing apps. The problem is that when we then look in the mirror, we consciously or sometimes subconsciously compare ourselves to what we have seen. And then we end up feeling bad about ourselves because we feel like we don't measure up to this extreme level of beauty. And this brings us to the constant comparison that social media causes. Have you heard of the social comparison theory? This idea came from a psychologist named Leon Festinger in 1954. It's about how people have a natural tendency to measure themselves by comparing with others. We often decide what we think about ourselves based on these comparisons. It's not rocket science, right? So here's an example I recently came across. Imagine you've always been the fastest runner in your school since you were little, and then you've built your identity around being a fast runner. But then imagine you get chosen to train for the Olympics, and suddenly you're around athletes who have been training for years. Your speed starts dropping and you experience an identity crisis. You can no longer perceive yourself as a fast runner when comparing yourself to these Olympic athletes. But does that mean your speed has actually dropped? No, not necessarily. Even if you improve your speed but still lag behind others, you'll still feel inadequate in comparison. It's similar to what we see in today's social media landscape, where everyone seems like an Olympic athlete on 10 different types of steroids, living their seemingly filtered, perfect, glamorous lives. You can feel like you're falling behind just by looking at what they post. Social media can often promote what we call upward social comparison. This is when we compare ourselves to others who seem to have more money, better social status, or greater physical attractiveness. Sometimes this can motivate positive changes and boost our self-concepts, known as the assimilation effect. But it's crucial to remember that not everything we see in these comparisons is real. People can create a fake lifestyle by renting a fake private jet or using filters and editing apps. Toxic challenges and trends. Another thing to consider is that, for example, TikTok is a platform that loves challenges and trends. It's a place where new trends pop up all the time. However, some of these trends can be harmful, and it's important to be aware of this. One type of trend that has become popular is the face and body comparison challenges. Here, people post pictures or videos where they compare themselves to celebrities, social media influencers, or even their peers. For example, in the Bella Hadid body measurement trends, users compare their body measurements to those of Bella Hadid. And then there's the hourglass trends, where people use oversized t-shirts to create the look of an hourglass figure. Many TikTok users, especially girls and women, end up feeling unhappy when they can't achieve this hourglass shape. In the comments section, you often see negative comments about oneself and a strong desire to achieve this ideal figure. I also found a trend called the collarbone challenge in my research. It started on a Chinese social media platform called Weibo. In this challenge, people post photos and videos of themselves balancing coins on their collarbones, trying to stack as many as possible without them falling. The more coins they can balance, the more sexy and skinny they are considered to be. These are just a few examples of the trends on social media. They may seem harmless or even fun at first, but they can negatively affect how people feel about their bodies and themselves. It's important to understand the environment of comparison and self-criticism they create. A recent study has found a connection between using TikTok and women feeling unhappy with their bodies. This is a reminder for us to be mindful of the time we spend on TikTok or Instagram, for example, and the kind of content we engage with. And that brings us to the final part of this video. What can you do to improve your body image when scrolling through social media? First things first, it's a good idea to watch videos like this one to become aware of the possible harm caused by social media. It's so important to understand that what we often see on social media is not real life, but filtered and enhanced images. I'd recommend checking out pages like Face and the Instagram Reality subreddits to see the reality behind filters and editing apps. Next, you have to be careful about who you follow. Anything that triggers a negative reaction should be unfollowed. You shouldn't feel negativity when scrolling through social media. The content you come across should inspire, educate, or entertain you in a positive way. It should benefit you, not bring you down. Be intentional about who you follow and the type of content you interact with, as the algorithm picks up on your preferences and shows you more of it. I honestly believe that social media is a powerful tool with great potential, but the sad truth is that it is often misused for the wrong things and underused for its positive goals. So be mindful of your social media use. I hope you found this video helpful and that it has raised awareness about this topic. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you and bye!